Not quite sure where I was. I'm gonna say 10 and meet you up there. If I'm wrong, I'll cut in early. I will say one big thing between past Bram and current Bram. Back then, I had no idea how to use the hold items. These days, I use them way more efficiently. The ribbons I'm talking about specifically. Why in the world do they have spikes in this game? That makes no sense to me. Also, fun story. The day that I recorded my 100 subs video, I was almost not able to record that video because we had a pipe burst. Essentially, we were filling up the pool for the beginning of summer. Well, it's almost the middle. It's almost the mid-June now. And it will definitely be after mid-June by the time this goes up. But at the time, okay, so we were going to fill the pool, and you know, my grandfather always helps with the prep work because, let's just say, he understands how things work a little bit better than, well, let me put it this way. He's a little bit better at manual labor than I am. I mean, I help him, but when it comes to the actual thinking of things, and you know, he helps a lot. Also, whenever I come up with a good idea on how we should do something, it's nice to bounce ideas off of him and not feel like a total idiot, because that's what it always feels like in my brain. Because, you know, you have no one to test your idea with. Do I just continually miss this guy? Thank you. Yeah, we're back to floor 10, so I guess I can start talking again. If it was not... Hi, Gengar! Now you guys know what Gengar looks like. Alright. Shadow Ball. Lovely. Bye! I love his death. I love his hit animation. It just cracks me up for whatever reason. Okay. Hi, Gengar. Not so funny from the back, though. He has to be facing you. Okay. Profile grew to level 48! Alright, leveled up. HP went up by 1. Attack. Defense went up by 1. Special attack went up by 1. What happened to special defense and attack? So, anyway. I was on the last floor! I was on the freaking last... Of course. It always works like that. We've climbed pretty far. Well, we will reach the peak soon, it seems. Yes. However, I do not know what lies ahead for us. Be prepared. Be prepared, be prepared. This lesson must be shared. This lesson must be shared. Be prepared. To be prepared, to be prepared. Unless you got a spare. You got one life, so handle it with care. Yee-hoo! If you have no idea what I just sang, look up the movie Hoodwinked. It's the greatest animated film I've seen ever. Period. I think. I mean, I'd have to run through some numbers, but I swear it's the greatest animated movie that I've ever seen. At least on par with Wreck-It Ralph. And the only problem I had with Wreck-It Ralph was there wasn't enough video game references. But then again, I don't get every video game reference, just the Nintendo ones. And frankly, there weren't a lot of Nintendo-related content in there. I mean, I saw the F-Zero reference, and I saw the whatever the famous racer was for the NES reference. That was Turbo's game, right? I'm giving away spoilers. Okay, so let's continue. Also, just to get you interested, I should probably go over what Hoodwinked is. This was before Wicked and all of those great musical/movies. This was a reimagination. This was reimagining the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Now, may I remind you, this was before that whole idea just took off for Hollywood. This was experimental. This was, it was done by a corporation I don't think I'll ever hear again because their sequel was complete. Well, let's just say it wasn't that good. The sequel was definitely not very good. Like most successful movies, the sequel was never what I expected. Anyway, Dusknoir grew to level 47. Leveled up. HP went up by 2. 1. Attack went up by 1. Defense went up by 1. Special attack went up by 1. Its potential defense went up by 1. Alright. So, I dare say I know I keep praising it. But, okay, let me give you some examples. Little Red Riding Hood is actually... Now, I'm gonna just put a spoiler here, and I'm gonna talk only about the movie while the spoiler indicator is on. So if you don't want to hear anything about the characters, I'm not gonna give away the main story arc, but I'm just going to give you the basics on why it's different. Okay, 1. Little Red Riding Hood is a karate master. 2. The granny of Little Red Riding Hood is a is an extreme sports personality. 3rd, the Wolf is an investigative reporter. A pretty bad one, but an investigative reporter. And then number 4... Okay, this depends on which rendition you remember, but the woodsman with the axe is an actor. An actor who is pretending to be a woodsman for a commercial. Anyway, take off the spoiler warning message. You can start listening if you start listening, and I'm done with that. But if you were listening during that, and if any of that interests you or made you think about it differently, please watch the film. I mean, oh my gosh. You're talking about one of my greatest... I swear I did a cover of half of the songs they did. And that was another great thing that I loved. Every single one of the songs they used, they made themselves. They didn't license off another person. No, this was like a Disney quality film, and yet it didn't feel like Disney. It felt like... Essentially, it felt like a kid version of a Mel Gibson film. I think I'm saying the name right. Mel Gibson was the guy who did Spaceballs, right? Yeah. It felt like a kid Mel Gibson film. Which is... Wow! It was just so good. And so funny. There was hilarious joke after hilarious joke and hilarious pun and... I'm sorry. I'm gushing over the movie again. But if you haven't seen it or heard of it, please look it up. It was like, oh my god. And I still watch it over and over again. It's like one of the few movies that I still watch over and over again, and bought the soundtrack as soon as I knew that it was available on iTunes. And I still listen to the freaking soundtrack, and I still... Sorry. It was one of the great films of my childhood. And it's still one of the great films of my current life. It's just too good of a film. Anyway, moving on. It seems like this is the pinnacle. And it looks like the trail heads down the mountain from here. It should be much easier. Grovile! Look out! Above you! What? Ah! Dusknoir! You protected me? Why'd you protect me? Oof. Are you alright? Never mind that. Look out. They're coming. Hi! These guys? Gaily. They have the power to do whatever they wish with ice. But... Cookie! Cookie! But looking at them, they seem to be so influenced by the darkness they've lost themselves. Seems like they've become more vicious. We're gonna have to try to take these guys on. Don't believe there are only these guys, Grovile. What? What? Ah! He's a Mamoswine! Ah! Among ice types, Mamoswine is said to be the strongest Pokemon. Here they come! That was more of me talking than him!
Glalie, the face Pokemon. To protect itself, it clads its body in an armor of ice, made by freezing moisture in the air. It prevents prey from escaping by instantaneously freezing moisture in the air. Mamoswine, the twin-tusk Pokemon. Its impressive tusks are made of ice. The population thinned when it turned warm after the Ice Age. A frozen one was dug up from the soil dating back 10,000 years. It woke up to much amazement.
Ah! Anyway, I can't get a good angle, so... Okay, let's think through this. Ice type. What works against an ice type? Does grass? Well, let's see. Yep, super effective. I'm pretty sure that's why they chose these cast-up characters. Oh no. Do we have a Reviver Seed on hand? That would be a big no. What am I gonna do here? I'm just gonna roll with it! Okay. New idea. By the time he gets here, disable the Ice Punch. It's useless. Okay, Leaf Blade. Not that thing! Oh no, I'm frozen. Hello? Alright. Bye. Well, that was unfortunate. You helped. If we had run any slower at all, you would have been hurt. That was close. Gah! Are you okay, Dusknor? My wounds hurt, but it's nothing important. Aside from that, well, we need to make it to the other side. Yes. It's bad to not make any progress in a place like this. Next time, I definitely will. Alright. So, that will be it for this week of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorer to the Sky. Looking at the time code of how long we've been going, this is easily 2 parts. Wow, we're gonna make a 4th part? Maybe. But anyway, we'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky! If you like what you saw, please give us a like! Comment to say how we can improve our content, and subscribe for more content! Thank you so much for watching! Yahoo! And just so you know, yes, it is that slow.